Hey everybody, welcome to Jacob's Quest, and today was Disney Plus Day, the event that a lot of us were looking forward to for this entire week, and even longer. A day that was reported by many people to have several Star Wars trailers and teasers and little reels, behind the scene reels, and all kinds of stuff, which of course, at least at the time of this recording, it is 6:30 at night now. Seemingly Disney Plus Day is over, and they're not going to be announcing anything else. And it ended relatively early in the afternoon. In fact, I don't even know if it made it to 12 o'clock. At least, I'm in Central Time, so. But yeah, there was no real Star Wars stuff that got announced today, and that of course is what's on the minds of a lot of people. Now, there was a decent amount of Marvel things that did come out. We got a couple of new announcements of shows, and we did get some footage of a couple of the new shows that are coming out, which I think is generally what we expected to happen with Star Wars, which did not happen. So I'm going to be making a separate video for the Marvel stuff where I will actually look at that, and I'll do the whole thing. I'll react to all that stuff. But I do feel like I gotta make a video about this. I have to address this because it's like, I'm not gonna lie, I'm disappointed. I am. And it's not even because a lot of scoopers and people that I trust. We're talking about Kenobi having a trailer, and we're talking about how this and the other thing were going to happen, but it's also because Star Wars right now, Rogue Squadron got pushed back a year, and there may or may not be a movie that's filming next year. Right now, all we have for sure is the Disney Plus stuff, and we got the Boba Fett trailer last week, and that was great, but with the amount of shows that are supposed to be happening next year, supposedly, and to get nothing from those shows, it's worrying. It's kind of depressing. And in general, it makes, I think, a lot of people in the Star Wars fan base just feel like they don't care. Like they give so much love to Marvel all the time, and I love Marvel too, but you can't help but look at what Marvel got today, and this is not the first big announcement day for Disney Plus stuff or whatever that this has happened, where Marvel seems to get everything and Star Wars is getting crumbs, barely anything at all. So let's talk about what we actually did get today. We actually did get this Boba Fett Under the Helmet documentary on Disney Plus. It's like a 20-minute thing. It's really nice. We got a little bit of new footage of George Lucas talking, which almost never happens now, so that's great. I did enjoy this. In fact, I would say that if they wanted to do this with a bunch of other characters, just talk about where the idea for this character came from and how they were introduced and so on and so forth, I would watch that series. I would watch a series of these 20-minute little documentaries about this. That would be awesome. The other thing that we got was the Kenobi sizzle reel of concept art that was kind of sort of leaked the day before. It was kind of weird because not in America, but in other countries, Disney Plus is partnered with some kind of other streaming service called Star something. I don't really know the details of it, but in any case, that company posted this Kenobi sizzle reel of all this concept art, and then it started getting deleted and taken down everywhere, but it was too late. Everyone saw it, of course. And that is the other thing that we got today for Star Wars. And really, that's it. Just those two things. I think maybe there was something to do with High Republic books. Maybe I wasn't really sure. But as far as Disney Plus announcements, shows and trailers and stuff like that we were expecting to get, nope, nothing. None of that stuff happened. And I actually want to go to Jordan Mason, who's a scooper that I very, very trust here. A lot. Here's what he says. He says, "Don't know what to tell you. Sometimes info isn't accurate, and no one is 100% in this game." You know what? I'm not so great on the internet. FWIW. I don't know. The info I got came from the from what? I don't know. I don't know what FWIW means. Anyways, the info I got came from the same sources he told me about the Boba Fett trailer, and he said we'd get She-Hulk, Miss Marvel, and Moon Knight footage, which we did. Strange. And yeah, that's the Marvel stuff that I will be going over in a different video. But what we're not going to do is go after sites. Also important to remember, I never shared a report, but tried to back up others for their reporting and accuse them of shit. We all take L's, it happens, and why it's always important to look at full track records. There will always be misses, and anyone who tells you that they're 100% all the time is full of shit. So of course, you know, that's what Jordan Mason is saying. I think Big Screen Leaks, the other big account that I've started to follow on here a lot, you know, they basically said the same thing, like, hey guys, I'm taking an L on this one. I don't know what happened. I was told by very reliable people that it was all and that's what I'm saying, is that like a lot of very reliable people were all saying the exact same thing, and usually 90% of the time that means that, okay, something is coming. And so for there to be nothing is kind of astonishing. And here's Scout, he kind of pointed this thing out here. In this is the Disney Plus little like intro where they show all these logos and stuff. Point out that they do have the Andor and the Bad Batch season 2 logos here in this big like Disney Plus presentation where they're showing all this stuff. So, you know, that would indicate that they were going to talk about those shows, and they didn't. Something happened at the last minute where they just didn't, because I believe all the other logos here do get talked about, and they did have like a little presentation or at least a logo reveal or something, but those two shows didn't get anything. Even those logos there, those weren't even like a presentation, I believe. So I actually did here, we're gonna have to go back. So here's something that I posted earlier that it's been in the back of my mind all day. With the notion that Star Wars trailers and announcements were cut at the last minute, I can't help but be reminded of this moment. Let the conspiracies begin. So this is actually, I believe it's from Deadline. This is back when the big Gina Carano thing was like, oh, she's let go, and all that stuff happened. This part always stuck out to me. It says, according to sources, Lucasfilm planned to unveil Carano as the star of her own Disney Plus series during a December Investors Day presentation, but scrapped those plans following her November tweets. Multiple Mandalorian spin-offs are in the works from executive producers, blah 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 blah. Rangers of the New Republic, which could have potentially starred Carano, but after the last round of social media posts, the decision ties to the actor's name came swiftly. Okay. Now, the reason that I'm thinking about this moment, okay, which, by the way, that same Disney December Investors, I believe that might be the exact same one where supposedly is where this Kenobi sizzle reel was initially showed. So this Kenobi sizzle reel with all the concept art, that's not even a new video. That's not something that they made for Disney Plus Day. That's just something that they already had, and they're like, okay, release that. The reason that this brings me up is because, like, normally I'm a person who kind of despises conspiracies because they always go into like, oh, there's a civil war inside Lucasfilm and blah 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 blah. It's always like the same nonsense you hear from that certain YouTube crowd. But you know, I can't help but think that, like, with them supposedly pulling all of these trailers and announcements, and we even have the logos in the Disney Plus Day thing, it's like something has to have happened. Somebody somewhere, I don't know if it was Bob Chapek or Kathleen Kennedy or Alan Horn or somebody, I don't know. Somebody must have been like, hey, those trailers that we were about to release, or maybe those release dates that we have attached to those trailers are no longer going to be accurate because of some kind of pushbacks we might hear about soon, or something. Something must have happened. And they cut these things at the last minute because, like I said, everyone was hearing that they were going to happen, and then they just didn't. You know, for example, Jordan Mason even says, something definitely changed. I mean, we know Ming-Na Wen recorded a promo for Boba, and they included title cards on the Disney Plus recap video for 3 Star Wars things that weren't even mentioned. So yeah, it's just, you know, and here's Star Wars Newsnet. We apologize to our readers that we were not right. We reported a Kenobi trailer as a rumor for a reason. We confirmed with several sources a trailer exists. Why they only showed a year-old investors clip is a head scratcher. Let's hope this is not everything for Disney Plus Day. So yeah, just it's kind of a mess. It's just kind of this does not look good coming from Lucasfilm. And the thing is, like, I don't know if I can like say, oh, it's Disney's fault, not Lucasfilm's fault. It's like, because Marvel had so much stuff ready to go, and so much stuff that was like announced and released, and logos were shown and footage was shown, you know. And while it wasn't like, you know, while it wasn't anything like groundbreaking, like we got little sneak peeks and first looks, it was at least a lot more than Star Wars did. And so I you know, there's all kinds of conspiracies and bad press that's going to come out of this, and a whole lot of, I don't know, negativity that's being felt across the entire fan base, even the crowd that I normally am swimming in, you know, the crowd that is pretty supportive of Star Wars. You know, there's some criticisms here and there, but generally on the whole, we're pretty supportive of the brand. It's like nothing but negativity right now, because what happened? You know, we know that trailers exist for the shows that are coming out, you know, only a few months from now. We know that there's footage. We know that there are sizzle reels. We know that you have interviews from some people. You have things that you could have shown, and then you just, for some mysterious reason, decided not to. And it's just frustrating, I think, you know, and that's really the big thing, is that it's just really, really frustrating, you know. And as, you know, I even put up a poll here, you know, how would you rate Disney Plus Day? I didn't even say Star Wars specifically, I put Star Wars and Marvel. Most people are giving it the poopy. 44.8% out of 67 votes are giving it the poopy. You know, and there's even some other stuff that happened. For example, here's this. Watch this. This is also today, along with all this Disney Plus stuff. Hollywood Reporter's insiders insist that Chloe Zhao is currently not attached to direct any Star Wars movie. Unless something changes, we're keeping the disclaimer up. And One Take News apologizes for the, you know, for the misinformation, which, you know, again, that was like part of some of the only news that we got. Pretty much all the news that we got this week was from leakers and scoopers, and now even one of those seems to maybe not be so true, or maybe something happened. I don't know, but something happened. So, you know, generally it's just like, today was not a good day for Star Wars. Today really, really sucked, you know. And as you know, as I kind of pointed out in this tweet here, like I would have expected more than this, even without scoopers, or hearing or this and that's going to happen, or having all these expectations. I know that this is Disney Plus Day. This is where all of our future announcements are happening, and it's been officially confirmed that all of these shows are supposed to be happening within the next year. And so to have nothing, like, you can't show me any kind of Andor or Obi-Wan, or you can't give me anything, you know, except for the concept art sizzle reel that you had for a year already. Like, that's, you know, it's, how else am I supposed to feel? And that's my thing, is like, right now I see a lot of other people saying like, well, you guys just had your expectations way too high, or something like that. But it's like, how did I have my expectations too high? They held an online event called Disney Plus Day, and there's so much Disney Plus Star Wars content coming out, so yes, I am expecting exactly what they're advertising, you know. So I just don't know. I don't know. Some people are pushing back on the idea that fans are upset, but why? Do I not have every right to be upset? You know, does everyone here not have every right? If anything, this is the most unified Star Wars fans have been in a little while now, is that like, hey, everyone's kind of upset that nothing happened. You know, and, you know, going along with my conspiracies, did several of these shows get pushed back somehow, or are a lot of them now questionably not coming next year? Or did an actor say something and they're behind the scenes trying to like figure out what to do because an actor got in trouble for saying something? Or even, you know, again, we're conspiracy time, we're going crazy now. Kathleen Kennedy's contract is supposedly a mystery right now because it supposedly has ended in October of this year. Her 3-year extension came to an end in October. You know, we are almost halfway through November now, and we still don't know what's happening there. We don't know if, like, is someone else taking the reins? Is her contract extended again? Does that potentially have any impact at all on what was or was not announced today? I don't know. I promise you there's going to be 100 YouTube videos trying to clickbait people into being angry about it. I promise you that's going to be a thing. You know, and that's my thing, is that, like, being in the fan community online, I sit here and you know, you kind of have to put up with this whole other side, this very angry, vitriolic side, clickbaity, conspiracy theory throwing side of the Star Wars fan base. And it's moments like this where it's like, it's hard to defend you sometimes, Lucasfilm. What are you doing? Something's happening. Something happened, and that's the one guarantee I have from everything that happened today with Disney Plus, or rather didn't happen. The one guarantee, the one thing that I know for a fact, is that something happened. Did a show get pushed back? Did some footage not look good enough, and you decided you didn't want to show it? Did you get a call from some higher up saying, actually, we're not going to show it today, we're going to wait for some other day, we're going to wait for Star Wars Celebration, you know, that happens in the middle of next year, instead of giving it to us today on the Disney Plus day? Something happened at some point where all of this stuff was prepared, everyone was like expecting it, and then at some point it was just like, no, we're not doing it actually. Now, the most positive thing I can even think is that they're like, actually, we're going to show this some other time. We're going to show this at Star Wars Celebration. And that is the only thing that happened, and nothing else negative or crazy or weird happened behind the scenes, and everything is fine. They just wanted to save it for Star Wars Celebration. That would be the most positive outcome of this, is that like, oh, they just wanted to save it. They figured that the Marvel stuff was plenty for people and save the Star Wars stuff for Celebration. That would be great. Like I mean, it would kind of suck because I'm still want to see the stuff, but if that's the case, you know, it like literally all they would have to do, all Disney Plus Twitter account, YouTube account, Disney Plus accounts, all you would have to do is come out and be like, hey, we do have a lot of stuff to show you, but we've decided to wait till Celebration. That's all. Send tweet. That's it. If you said that, then all of these conspiracies and doubts and frustrations, a lot of that would be lifted. You know what I mean? So it's but they're never going to send that tweet. They're never going to say that. They're going to keep people squirming and waiting and conspiracizing and whatever else, you know, until next year when they eventually do show us something. And it's like the little things like that where it's like, Lucasfilm, Disney, whoever's in charge of announcing whatever, it feels like you could so easily solve half of the things that plague your fan base. You know, sometimes it feels like it would be so easy to shoot down the frustrations that we have, or quell the frustrations, however you want to say it. So I don't know. Those are just my thoughts. I'm kind of just rambling now, but like, people are not wrong for being upset. This weird pushback that we're getting from other people where it's like, you shouldn't be upset, you weren't promised anything. It's like, I kind of was though. I kind of like, not even because of what Scooper said, but because this is Disney Plus Day, and there was like a little thing that literally said Star Wars announcements and reveals, and there were no announcements and reveals. Not really, nothing that I would count as an announcement or a reveal. So I don't know. It's weird that fans are pushing back against people being upset, and I think it's because we're so used to fighting a different group of people who are always upset. But I think in this instance, it's totally justified to feel this way. It feels like, yeah, we probably should have gotten something more than this, and we just didn't. But again, hey, it's 6:50 p.m. Maybe by the time I'm done recording and editing, something will have come out. I don't think that will happen at all. I'm pretty sure that that's it. But who knows? Anyways, let me know how you guys feel about Star Wars side of Disney Plus Day. Was this a huge letdown? Are you just kind of sad now, or are you angry, or just frustrated, or do you not care? Are you perfectly fine? Because the shows are coming out. Hopefully, the shows are coming out. It all is still happening next year. I'm not gonna lie, the fact that we didn't get much at all kind of has me concerned that maybe some of it did get pushed back. Maybe it's not coming out next year, you know, which again, that would just make me even more depressed now. So anyways, let me know how you guys feel. Let me know what you're thinking. And yeah, just okay, you know, we'll talk about the Marvel stuff, but I can't help but go into the Marvel stuff with like no Kenobi, no Andor, no Ahsoka, no Mando season 3, no Bad Batch season 2, none of that. Okay. Anyways, I will see you guys on the next video. Bye.